So now I'll have a quick look in the boot. So first of all, what are your first impressions? Is it clean? Is there a smell of air freshener maybe covering a smell, an odor? Have a quick feel around for any signs of dampness in the carpet which might indicate a leak in the seals. Also keep an eye out for some telltale signs of engine issues, which would, for example, a bottle of water which would maybe show a radiator problem, or oil which might indicate the car is going through oil quite quickly. And when you're happy with that inspection, go ahead and pull up the carpet to have a look at the wheel bay underneath.
Remember, you can always have a look at the car's manual to find out what accessories were originally included with the car. For instance, if you're buying a car with alloys, make sure that it has the alloy lock nut. These are pretty expensive to replace. Check the spare wheel. Is it just a space saver wheel? Has it been used before, and does it look road safe? Next, check for a functioning jack, wheel nut wrench, and any other tools that should be included according to the car's manual. Another handy tip is to take a look at the wheel bay, as any warping around the enclosure can often reveal evidence of a collision. It's very difficult to buff out damage on bevelling, like we have surrounding this badge here. So make sure whatever bevels you find around the door are nice and uniform. Also, run your finger along the seals to make sure that they're nice and even all the way around. A crash repair door often won't sit exactly right in its frame.
So now we're going to have a look under the bonnet. This is a very important part of your inspection. Any problems under here are going to be very expensive. So don't be rushed. Don't let the seller rush you. Take your time and get a good idea of what state the engine is in.
You should now check two important elements of the engine bay. The first is the timing belt. This is usually replaced at around 60,000 miles, but this can vary. Ask the owner for information as to whether this has been done. If the belt is easily viewable, ask yourself, does the belt look worn or new? Remember that some cars use timing chains, and these do not need to be replaced as often, if at all. In the case of the GTI here, the timing chain is not readily viewable, so service history is key. Remember, issues with timing chains and belts are complex and best left to competent mechanics. In all instances, you should seek a second professional opinion before purchasing a car.
Now, it is actually possible for the engine to be too clean. Sometimes the seller might steam clean to try to remove evidence of an oil leak or rust. So if it's absolutely sparkling, that may not necessarily be a good sign. So now we're going to have a look at the oil. So grab yourself a nice clean rag or kitchen towel, find your dipstick, pull it out, give it a wipe down, then it's back in, and then back out again for the reading. And now you see this car is just below the minimum, not really enough oil in here at all. We need to be in this hatched section here, and there's the max. So if the oil is coming up over the max, that can be just as bad as below the minimum.
Now check the colour of the oil. A dark coal colour indicates a long time since a service, while a golden colour indicates a recent oil change. This should match any seller information as to when the last service was conducted. As you handle the dipstick, verify if it is the correct dipstick for the engine and it has not been modified. Critical oil indicators include if the oil is empty or if the oil is a creamy coffee colour. These oil issues indicate severe problems with the car, and if present, you should no longer consider the car for purchase.